So now we will cover the importance and how to create the number sequencing. So number sequencing is very important part in once you create the legal entity. So first we should understand what is the number sequence. So when, for example, you are creating the purchase order. So while creating the purchase order, you want to print your purchase order in some format. For example, your company is a Tata and you are creating purchase order. So you want to print Tata slash purchase order slash year, maybe sometime 2022, and then 001. The next purchase order you want 002. This is the format. Now this format can be created or set up using number sequencing. So there are lot of number sequencing required to be generated for various transactions. So how to design that, how to create that, so that is covered into the number sequencing. Now there are number sequencing which is called a standard number sequencing for entire modules. So our first step should be generate the number sequence for entire module as per the system standard or a default, you can say. After generating those number sequencing, we need to change the format as per our requirement. Okay. Now there, how many number sequencing may be there? So there are more than 600 to 700 number sequencing required in the system to do the various transactions, and it should be recognizable. Like if I say purchase order, so and it posted, so you should know that okay, this is the posting for purchase order. If there is a sales order, if there is a invoice journal, there is a payment journal, there is a inventory journal. So all these should be recognized using your number sequence. If you put the same number sequence for all, we will confuse sometimes. Okay, this is the same number for inventory, same number for purchase order, same for sales. So the what the standard says, what is recommended, you should have the unique format for each, so that you can easily understand this number or this posting is belongs to what type of transaction. Okay, so this is the overall requirement. Now what is the first step? You have to go to the organization module, go to this organization and administration, go to number sequence. So this is required only first time as soon as you create a new legal entity. Now I have created new legal entity Tata, you have created another legal entity, and when you say generate, this is the wizard which will create all number sequencing for all the legal entity which is newly created. If you look here, this is not dependent on this any legal entity. It is global. Means whatever the legal entity is available in this environment, it will create the number sequencing for all. So for example, here if I try to find a number sequence for this legal entity Tata, you will not find here. Maybe we cannot filter with this number sequence. Format is not available. Okay, so you will not find any entry or any number for Tata or SCM which we have created just now. So now the first step to generate this, go to this generate. So it will open a wizard. That wizard will create all number sequencing required for the system, because system also posts lot of transaction internally, and for that posting system needs the number sequence. So that also system creates. So because it will create more than thousands number sequence, it will take some time. It is now searching which are available, which are blank. For example, we have created two legal entities now. So it will search how many blank legal entities are there, and depends on that this time will be vary. If it is only one, it may take less time. So this is the number sequencing, which is, if you look here, this is the number sequence. This is the name of that number sequence. This is the smallest, this is the largest. Now what is this and why it is important? For example, you are implementer, you are a consultant. Your company asks, okay, we want to design the number sequence for purchase order or invoice journal. So what is your first question? Okay, in a year, how many purchase orders you will post? So then they will say, okay, in last year they have generated around 1000 purchase orders. Okay. Now they say, okay, no, last year we created 10,000 purchase orders. So depends on this number, you have to decide what should be the smallest and largest. Correct? So that's why while designing the smallest and largest, we should ask customer, okay, what is your max limit? And you have to provide one more limit. For example, if someone say, okay, I need 10,000 or maybe maximum 20,000. So your largest will be 5 digit. That is the 5 nines. Means you can start from 1 to 99,999. But if you know that, okay, we don't need 99,000, so you can also give it start from now it depends again. One, you have to start with 1 or 10,000 something, but you have to give that 5 digit itself. Okay, then next will be definitely the next number one by one. Here there is no posting happens for this number sequence, so it is available for next. And then this is the format. So in this format, it shows that it will print like this 038 and then 00001. This is the first number will generate. So this is what the columns available into number sequencing. So when we design this number sequencing, we will design our own format. We will design the smallest, will tell what is the smallest number, what is the largest number. We'll also design or decide whether it is a continuous or it's a non-continuous number sequencing. So it is taking a little much time this time. So we have to wait, and once it starts, it will display the wizard, and we have to just say next, next, next. That's it, and then it will be generate the number sequencing for legal entities. Meanwhile, I can just right click and duplicate the tab so that we can also work on parallel activities. So there is a facility in Windows that you can just right click and duplicate the tab. So now I have duplicated the tab, and if I go to any number sequence, just click here. I can tell more fields. So this is the number sequence. So let's create a new one. So go to the new number sequence, and here you can give the code. For example, I want the number sequence for purchase order. So I can give simple PO. Now this is my PO, so I can do okay, and then I can say here I had to give now scope parameter. You have to decide, like I click here scope and say instead of the scope shared, it should be depend on the company or legal entity. I choose legal entity. This is the scope, and then I had to choose which legal entity for. So I had to choose the code here. Then so this sequence will be available for this legal entity. Go to the segment, and in segment you have to decide how this is the format actually we have generated. Now by default system has created this format Tata dash 9 digits. So your number will be like this Tata dash and then 00009. But now as I discussed now, for purchase order your company says I need only 5 digits. What you need to do, first you have to remove this extra digits. So this is 5 digits. So now your number will be this 5-digit length, and you don't need this, or you need data, and then you need PO. This you can add as a, not here but in a constant. So you can add like this. So how the format will be now? PATA slash PO, and then there is no gap, so you can also put dash here. So this format you have to decide. You have to ask company that how do you want this. Based on that, this is fixed now, and it will print like this. Then there are other options, like you want to use a continuous, so you just click on continuous. Also remove this additional line from here, keep the 5 only, and the next number. If you say next number will be not from 1, instead of 1 you want to start with 10,000. So your next number will be 10,001. Correct? So like that, the first number will be 10,001. Then always it is higher side, and then when you stop, you don't want to use anymore this number sequence, you can stop it. If you want to generate the number manually, then we select manual option here. If when it is in use by already started using, then it will be click this. It's always, it will show as used, means you cannot remove, or you it's already started using this number sequence. You cannot change the format suddenly. And then continuous will take you to the next higher level number, one after another. So this is the way you can create your own number sequence, and then you save this. We will see that what happened to the wizard now. Wizard is ready. So this wizard helps you to create the number sequence for all these things. So these are 3 steps: welcome, setups, and completed. So just click on the next. So next will take you to the next step, where system will start showing you. It will show you that, see how many legal number sequence will create. If you look here, this is the 2 legal entity, SCM and Tata. So for that, system is creating these number sequencing. Okay, and then if you want to create only for one legal entity, now I can see that this is also new legal entity, AEL. Someone has created this AEL. So let me see if I can format and select the one which I don't want to create. So suppose SUM. I filter with, I am trying to filter with, begin with SUM. So all this is SUM1. I select this and I delete this. What will happen? System will not generate for SUMN. You understand? I am creating the number sequence, and while creating the number sequence, its system choose all the blank legal entities. Am I audible, guys?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
Rahul.
So now I have deleted those, and now remaining will be available. So before going to the next step, what I did, I removed the one legal entity which I don't wanted to generate now. Okay. Similarly, if I want to remove this AEL, I will just go here also. Begin with AEL, correct?
Yeah.
And then select all by this button and delete this. So when we say next now, so it will just take the one which is for available here. These are for Tata, I think. Okay. Now go to the next button and see here. It will create 366 number sequence in payable module, 360 into the receivable module, one somewhere in holder management, and bank it will get 10. So these number sequence it will create for all various modules. System needs these number sequence, so it will create these numbers, and then you just click on the finish. So system will create all these number sequence with the standard format. Okay, clear?
Rahul, you mean the system has already generated all this sequencing for Tata. So when we create the new sequencing, what's that about? Like it's specifically for the purchase order? Like how does it work? I'm little
Yeah,
confused.
that I
Sorry.
will cover now. That I will cover.
Okay.
So what happened now when you generated this with the wizard system has created around 7 to 800 number sequencing for all the modules. Correct.
Mhm.
Now, if I go to the another module called purchase order, so come to the accounts payable module, and each module you will find the parameters. Parameters. Okay. Go to this parameter. Mohammed, you are also able to hear us. Hello, Mohammed, you there?
Yes, yes, I'm there. Yes.
Okay, okay. So now you can also ask few questions if you have any query anytime. Now I go
Okay.
to the accounts. This is maybe faster for you, and I can understand it's all thing new for you. Deepti is already using this in system, so she is having basics about that. But don't worry, I will cover separately for you. Okay, don't worry. So
Okay.
now in accounts payable module, I go to this number sequencing. In each module, you will find in the parameters, you will find number sequencing here. Okay. You can see here vendor account one time this, then you will see something somewhere in the purchase order also. Okay. This is the purchase order confirmation, and this is the code system has decided. Now, if I drop down this, and if I choose the one which I created, so this then system will take the number which I have created instead of this number. Okay. So let's say it's taking some time. So our format was this. This is the code which we have generated, and then from this drop down, let me refresh this. Sometimes it's take time. Number sequence. Go to the purchase order confirmation. Click this small arrow to choose the number sequence. So from here you have to choose that number sequence. Okay.
Okay.
So just try your end. It will show the list of all purchase order. It's I think little bit slow. We'll
Okay.
see that why the speed is not as expected. So then you can choose it, select the number sequence which we have created. So system will take this format for that. So here you can select whatever format you want for note this for example payment voucher you want a different format, remittance journal you want different format, or another way is also you can keep this number, go to this link, so it will display the format which is available, edit this format and just change whatever you wanted. For example, if I want this for we came from the invoice voucher. Okay, go to this invoice voucher. So
Okay, Rahul.
whenever it is blue, it is highlighted. You can just click on that
Mhm.
highlighted one, and then you can go inside.
Okay, so you mean the visa we have done it, we have set up. It's already set up the standard ones, and
Yes,
if we
exactly.
really want to customize it, we can just go into that particular sequencing for that particular model. We
Hmm.
can either create the new number sequence, or we can edit the one which is the standard one. Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. So
Okay.
what I want the format to be IN, and then I don't want all these numbers to be 5 digit. I just make 4 digit. I want this continuous. I change this continuous. System is showing this number. I just choose one, and then I take 9999 for last, and then next one we will one. Okay.
Yeah.
So how many are there? Four. So you should have four nines minimum. What it says, this is the 4 digit, and then this is one. See this first. If it is not allowing, just escape it, don't save, again go inside, go here. Okay, so this is not allowed. When you say company, it's slash should not be here. Slash should be here in a constant. Okay.
So you mean you can just edit the constant, but the company will
uh,
always be the one you have created.
yes, it is. Or what you can do, you can remove this company from here. In a constant, you add like this. That is the best practice.
Okay.
Voice, give nine, five nines, four nines, 4 digits, and then from here you give the smallest will be one, largest will be 9999. One. So this is not what's the highest number much higher than the number.
Or maybe the two, the next will be two or something.
No, no. So here I think it is taking five as
Fly.
hash. No, it is continuous and then save. So what you did, you have not changed the code. The code remains same. You go inside the code and just edit that. So whenever we create an invoice voucher, system will create that format. Okay.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So now I'm just stopping. You can now share your screen and show me. Create
Yeah.
number. You can see.